Brian, the Euros kicks off on Wednesday for your squad against France. You've also got Portugal and Germany, 3 pretty tough teams. How are you preparing the team mentally and physically for those games?
Preparation will be the exact same. You know, we made a conscious decision a few years ago that we were going to try and play our way. Who we play, it doesn't matter. In this tournament, we are now taking the boys and we are going to stretch them as far as you possibly can, because we're going to try and play our way against the very best in Europe. So it'll be exciting. And
with having 6 of the players, if I'm right, I think there was 6 that were involved last year. How important is that in terms of an experience, them coming in and the players that maybe weren't involved? Yeah. How important is that?
It's huge. I think last year we were really brave in the fact that we had a squad, and we decided last year, after seeing that age group, that there was 5 or 6 young ones that we wanted to bring in with us. They came in, they ran with it. They were by far the youngest in Europe last year to qualify for the finals. And now they're coming in as the so-called older players. Okay, they're only 16, but they've experienced it before, and then they'll know when we go on the pitch that we're there to play. And like I said, they then become the leaders.
Brian, how good an achievement is it to get back-to-back qualifications? Obviously last year in Israel, this year again. What does that mean? What does that show as kind of players and as staff?
I think it's really important for the players themselves, you know, because like I said, you're now maximising their opportunity to play international football at this age group. The fact that we've now went back-to-back is a real achievement, because it's tough. And like I said, last year when we qualified for Israel, we were the only team in Britain to do it. This year as well, you'll see some of the big names have not made it. So it's really challenging for the players, and like I said, it's vital as part of their development that they go into mini sections, they've got to come out of it, and it's invaluable experience for them, absolutely invaluable, and as staff, as staff as well. But back to back, like I said, it's great for the players, it's great for their learning, and like I said, we've got 6 players that's now done it twice.
Yeah.
And hopefully they take the last 12 months, 2 finals, they've got to take that with them and push on.
And how important is tournament football? Obviously, domestically, these players will play, you know, within the UK, and they're kind of, whether it be Scotland or England, and they don't maybe get exposure to the kind of European players. So how important is that in their development as they grow up and they become, you know, first-team players?
I think it's a huge experience for them, and it's massive the fact that they're playing against players that they don't know. You know, so yeah, we've watched them in videos and we've spoken about certain players, but they go on the pitch, they don't actually know them. Again, history shows in this tournament in particular, the best players in Europe will play in this tournament. You know, from the Cristiano Ronaldos to the Mbappes, you know, to Haaland. They play in this tournament, as you'll know, you've played in it yourself. And then they go on the pitch, they've got to try and find out what their strengths, what their weaknesses are, and that's vital for them. And if anything, the young players, and I think they're really good at this, they use that experience and they come back to the training ground the following day or the following week or the following month at their club, and hopefully that means they'll train harder than everyone else, because you need to do that if you want to become the very best in Europe.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously 20 players, a lot of bodies. You've obviously got quite a big staff going over as well. What kind of staff are you bringing to help look after the players and make sure they're good physically and mentally? What's the team that's coming over from a staff point of view?
I think it's huge. Like I say, I'm obviously doing this interview, but we don't get success without the staff. You know, our staff are incredible. I talk about the group. The group is the staff as well. You know, different class. So the 5 of us will spend hours and hours in a meeting room, debating, challenging each other, because it's the day to be challenged, and then we agree on what we're doing forward. We've got our medical team that again are superb, but they work incredibly hard to make this as enjoyable as we can for the players.
Brilliant. I think the environment is probably one of the most important aspects, isn't it, going into tournament football. So I wish you all the best for the 3 games, and cheers for chatting to us.
Thank you.